Hello everyone, welcome back to my journeys of 2,500 miles from Seattle to Alaska. Let's check the map. You see the map that I start from Whitehorse and go all the way to Turk, past the border as Beaver Creek, from Canada, from Yukon to Alaska, and I have to turn left as the Turk and go past the mountain and travel more than 12 hours to Anchorage. So I will stay one night in the hotel in Anchorage and keep going the next day to Homer. Today we will see a lot of beautiful views, the ice river, and the mountains view, and the beautiful view you have ever see from somewhere else, only in Alaska. As I leave Whitehorse behind, the road ahead feels often quiet and endless. This part of the Alaska Highway is one of the most remote stretches of the entire journey. Long distances, very few towns, and sometimes no other cars for miles. As I continue west, the landscape starts to open up, and then suddenly one of the most beautiful sights appears. Kluane Lake. This is one of the largest lakes in Yukon, and it sits right next to the road like a mirror reflecting the sky. And just beyond it are the mountains of Kluane National Park and Reserve. This area is a home to some of the highest peaks in Canada, wild, untouched, and incredibly powerful. People say this is where you really start to feel how small you are compared to nature. Eventually, I reached Beaver Creek, the last small town before the U.S. border. It's quiet, very quiet. This is actually the westernmost community in Canada you can drive to. Uh, and then come the borders, Russians. There's something special about Russian here. No big city, no crowds, just a simple checkpoint in the middle of the wilderness. And once you pass through, you are officially in Alaska. After I pass the border and I go deep inside to the forest and nature, and there's not the kind of silence you get in a quiet room, but a deep, natural silence, the kind of where you can hear the wind moving across the land, rushing through trees, whispering across the grass. Look around, the land stretches out endlessly, wide open space, low forests, and distant mountains that seem to sit quietly under the sky. The sky here feels different, bigger, closer, almost like you can reach out and touch it. A cloud shift slowly, casting soft shadows across the ground, and everything moves at the pace that feels timeless. Now I am atop the high forest on the highway, and I will show you on my back on the mountain when you cross this side. Yeah, right here on the back that side, and you will see if you cross the to the high forest over there, you can see down to the sea. Mm, yeah, you can see the Pacific Sea ocean over there, and the temperature right now is about 60 degree. It's not very cold, but you can see the high point over there, you can see a lot of uh, glacier on the top of mountain, and it's so quiet, and it's feeling very special. It's unlike anywhere in the other state compared to Alaska. Soft greens of the trees, golden tones in the grass, hints of blue and gray in the mountains. And when the sunlight hits just right, especially in the evening, the whole landscape grows, and not bright, not slashy, just quietly beautiful. Uh, and then there's the feelings out here. You don't feel surrounded by things, you feel surrounded by space. There's no pressure, no crush, just the sense that the world is wide and you are only a small part of it. We are passing the Kluane Lake. As I pass by Lake, it looks calm, peaceful, almost untouched. But this lake holds a real mystery, not a legend, not a myth. Something that actually happened the day a river disappeared. In 2016, something incredible shocked scientists and local alive. Um, a massive glacier in Kluane National Park and Reserve, the Castle Wolf glaciers suddenly changed direction because of melting and retreats. The glaciers lift and the water that's due to flow into Kluane Lake through the Slim River, also called Ayachuf, was rerouted. In just a few days, the Slim River, a wide, powerful river and has flowed for centuries, dried up, gone completely. What people saw, the locals and travelers started noticing something strange. Where there used to be a strong river, there was now a vast empty valley. Winds began to pick up dust from the dry riverbeds, creating massive dust storms that hadn't existed before. People driving along the lake suddenly saw thick clouds of dust rolling across the highway. The shoreline of Kluane Lake slowly pulling back. The water level dropping years after year. It feels like the land itself had changed overnight. A rare natural event. The scientists later called this event rivers piracies, when one river steals water from another. It's extremely rare, and this was one of the fastest and most dramatic example ever recorded. So the waters that's one fish Kluane Lake now flows south instead of north, changing the entire ecosystem. So when you stand here today, looking out at the Kluane Lake, it's beautiful, yes, but there are also something unsettling, because this lake remind you that nature can change suddenly and permanently. A river that existed for hundreds of years disappears in days. And now you see I'm staying with to the border, and I passed the border, and it's raining, and I drive through Alaska border. As I check in the borders, they let me pass the border very quick. When I saw my passport, and they just checked my kayak and to see if there's something that uh, I I bring from Washington State to they call the invasive uh, livestock, so they don't allow to get it in Alaska water. So they asked me some question and um, and I keep going to Turk Anchorage. As I continue my journey towards Anchorage, the road begins to change. The endless forest start to open up, and suddenly in front of me, the mountains appear. At first, they look far away, almost like paintings on the horizon. But as I get closer, I realize how massive they really are. These mountains are not just beautiful scenery, they are ancient. They have been standing here for thousands, even millions of years, watching the world change around them. Driving through this area, I feel like I am entering a different world. The highways follows valleys curved by ice and water. The mountains graze on both sides, creating a natural corridor that guides me towards Anchorage. The scale is hard to explain. You can look at the mountain and think, that's beautiful. But when you stand next to it, you realize you are tiny. The mountain doesn't care about a city, roads, or our busy life. It has been here for long before us. It will probably remain long after us. Then I see something truly incredible. The Matanuska glacier. At first, from a distance, it looked like a giant wild river flowing down from the mountains. But this is not the water. This is a frozen time. A glacier is like a slow-moving river of ice. It moves so slow that we cannot see it with our eyes. But this is constantly changing the land around it. For thousands of years, the glaciers has been pushing, carving, and shaping this valley. The mountains you see today were partly shaped by forests that happened long before humans were here. The Matanuska glaciers is one of the Alaska most famous glaciers because it is one of the largest glaciers in the United States that you can easily reach by road. Um, that makes it special. Many glaciers in the Alaska are hidden deep in the wilderness, requiring boats or helicopter to visit. But here, traveler can drive along the highway and suddenly see these giant walls of ice right beside them. It feels almost impossible. You are driving a normal road, and suddenly you are looking at something that feels like another planet. But there is another side to the glacier. The ice may look peaceful, but it tells a story about our changing world. Every year, glaciers respond to change in the temperature and weather. They grow during colder periods and change during warmer periods. When you look at the Matanuska glacier, you are not just seeing ice, you are seeing a record of Earth's history. Every layer of ice carries information about in the past, the climate, the snow, and the environment from many years ago. The mountains around here also have stories from the people who have lived in here, this land for generations. The indigenous people of Alaska have always understood that these mountains and rivers are not just resources, they are part of life. they go wild foods, transportation, and a connection to the lands. For them, nature is not just something separate from humans. It is something we are part of. As I continue driving, the views keep changing. One moment, and surrounded by the tall mountains. The next moment, the valley often widens and the sky become enormous. The sunlight hits the snow covers peaks, and the whole landscape change color. Sometimes it looks blue and cold, sometimes golden and warm. Every few miles, Alaska creates a new pictures. Now I'm at the Fake Mire in Alaska. The first time I reached in Alaska and I stay in the hotel here. I in Anchorage. Um, this this hotel I pay by they call the bonus the credit. And see you in the next day when I travel from Anchorage to Homer. It should be also very beautiful sight in the next days. Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe my channel.